There's nothing for me to sing on this next movement because Jake and Jean very beautifully put in an orchestral moment. Again, this was written for string quartet originally, and so they wanted to just highlight them. But also, they took what is perhaps maybe her most famous sculpture after La Petite Châtelaine, the L'âge mûr, old age. And if you're ever in Paris and you can go to the Rodin Museum, it is on display there. There are smaller versions. Actually, I think one was just discovered very recently, probably going up for auction, should there be anybody interested. I take gifts. Just kidding. L'âge mûr is one of the most shattering things I've ever seen in person from a sculpture or in a museum. And it is, I'm going to guess, 3 meters long, and it sits on a table in the middle of the Rodin Museum. And it's this old man being carried away by this decrepit woman. Could be the angel of death, could be his wife, how, Camille viewed her, but the woman is pulling, and it's a little bit hard to tell whether the man is going willingly or trying to stay. It's a little bit ambiguous. But behind is this young girl, maybe she looks sort of 17, maybe 20. A face quite similar to La Petite Châtelaine. And you look at it and you know that it's Camille. And she's on her knees and her hands are extended. And she's begging. She's pleading. And there is still astonishingly a little glimmer of hope in her face as this is being pulled. And it really, again, it stretches probably 3 meters, 3 yards. It is just, it's devastating to see it. And quite universal. If you've ever had your heart broken, it speaks loudly. This is all, there's some themes that come back from the prelude. It starts just with this same Rodin, that theme that Jake gave us from the very beginning. Then it kind of gets a little counterpointy. And so it's just starting to go. And I don't know if it was composed this way, but when I perform it, I feel as if in real time, like in the context of the concert, that Camille is aging 40 years. The angst that comes out, and then at the end, somehow it resolves. There's Rodin, but it's shifted, it's been transformed. And it doesn't go, Rodin, it goes, and so it's lifting up. So when I perform this, it feels as if there's been a kind of, a peace that has come into her. What they say about her in the asylum is that she was extremely well behaved. Many people don't think she was actually mad. She had a big temperament. She was creative, but she wasn't any kind of a raving lunatic. She was very quiet. She kept to herself. And that is the sensation that Jake has brought into this piece. And it does feel like she's aged, because the 7th movement, stay tuned, the 7th movement is the epilogue, and we meet her in 1929 in the asylum. So, L'âge mûr, orchestre.